No, it's the same. Both of them are doing really well. Um, if we were to play this week, we'd play both guys.
How do you split that? I mean,
Don't know. We don't have to make that decision until next week. The discussion's taking place, but we're not sure yet. We're still evaluating and trying to do what's best.
just for grins, are you a hot hand guy? Keep a hot hand in there? Or are you more of an organizational guy? Two series, or
Not sure. That discussion took place also. It's almost like you had us bugged. You're like the Russians. Collusion.
What is Calvin Gundage's status? I know he had a bit of a back strain. Will he be healthy and ready to go?
He's released and can start practicing.
Okay. Do you expect him to start in the first game?
Oh, that I don't know. I expect him to get out there and get some action if all goes as planned. Whether he'll start based on missing what he's missed, I couldn't answer that right now.
Looking at the linebackers, you also have Kevin Henry. How has he grown, and what do you expect him? What kind of impact?
Kevin's doing good. You know, he played in the bowl game the majority of the time. He got a lot of really good experience. When Calvin couldn't play, it was a concern for us because Kevin didn't have a lot of experience in key moments, but kind of like Chew, Kevin got in there and got to play and got a taste of it, so he's a guy that we trust.
How healthy are you guys right now?
We're pretty healthy. We've been very fortunate this time.
I'm not saying anybody has said anything they're not supposed to, but the things I heard were the first scrimmage kind of leaned a little bit to the offense. It's going to lean one way or the other. The second one, Sunday, which was, I guess, a half and half, maybe a little toward the defense. At the end of fall camp, you feel like both sides have some things to feel good about and maybe also some things to brush up on?
I think both sides have had success, and both sides have gotten considerably better in the last week. You know, we're getting close to let's go play a game and see where we're at. Some of the guys that have never played, we'll see how they react. That's the exciting part of what we do. The issue you have as a head coach is you worry at night about what they'll actually do. But that's a pretty accurate assessment. It's been pretty evenly matched over the last 2 weeks.
Is Tyler Lacey a guy that falls into that category of curious and excited and wanting to know what he's going to do?
Last year, Tyler was kind of lazy and big guys redshirting, and he's done better this year. He's competing, playing hard. I would expect him to make some plays, and I expect him to get waxed quite a bit too. I mean, when you're down in there where they play and you're young, you haven't played, you're going to get knocked down. You got to get back up and make plays. But he does have ability, and he does have a bright future.
You start working scouts now. What are your thoughts, cursory, on Oregon State? And I know your staff's looked at them all summer.
Oregon State scored a lot of points last year. I don't know that people realize that they had success on offense. They're going to play at the tight end or two, unbalanced, do some different things. They want to run the football. Their quarterback's back. He's been around for a long time, so he's experienced. Gives them a little bit of leeway in that position. Defensively, they're going to play 3 down and 4 down. There are some similarities to what we did early in the year, a year ago, defensively. However you look at it, they may feel differently. They might play different, might play press, might play off. Don't have any ideas. First game. And they've become more athletic. They've got a couple guys that have moved in or transferred in at the backer position that supposedly are helping them out some. So it'll be a dogfight. You know, it'll be. We'll have our hands full, but we're looking forward to playing.
Coach, you've been wearing that win with discipline shirt a lot. Can you explain some of the aspects you want to see your team with discipline?
I do. Just so you know, I have 6 different ones, and I actually wash them in between. Somebody didn't get the wrong opinion there, but we had too many penalties last year. We had too many misassignments last year, and we took ourselves out of games. You know, I've said that since February. So when you look back at it, I didn't do a good job of making sure that we coached disciplined football in practice, and in turn, that's the results we got in games. So we tried to do better. I feel like we're a much more disciplined team than we were in the bowl game. We'll see. We'll find out where we're at. But if it can only help us if we play disciplined football and don't give them free yards.
So you've seen some results in practice from what you want to see discipline-wise?
I know that if they did anything that we didn't like, we ran them, and we've run a lot this camp. So from that standpoint, it's almost like training your kid at home. At least he's been disciplined. So from that, we know that they understand right from wrong.
How much work does Coach Gleason still have to do with the two quarterbacks that are battling?
A lot, but the guys haven't played for Oklahoma State. Drew's got 25 games of experience at this level, so from a mental standpoint, not as much with him. Spencer's just learning, feeling his way through. So he's got a lot of work. It takes guys a little while to learn our system and play. So hopefully both of them can play better than what they should play early in their career without having the experience at this school. That's what we're hoping.
Across the country, it looks like there a lot of programs have not named their starting quarterback. Do you think that adds advantage to you guys going up to Oregon State, a team that you don't play obviously normally, and not having?
I got asked that question a week ago. I doubt that really affects them. If we had a pure running quarterback compared to a pocket passer, there could be some advantage to them knowing. I'm guessing they're going to prepare for the plays we run on video last year, the last 5 games of the year. That's what would be my guess. So I don't think that it does much for them. We're certainly not holding that back for that reason. But there's been a lot of teams named quarterbacks just recently. I just saw today. I have our media people put stuff on my desk. They think I won't read, and I know several schools across the country have named it. School started, so guys will start to name their quarterbacks now.
What area needs most improvement on the offense right now?
I think we're doing a good job up front. Our missed assignments are fewer than we've ever had. Quarterbacks are coming along. Nobody will know what we're going to get there until the game. Running backs are doing fine. The guys at wideout, we've got the 6'6" crew at the X receiver. We don't know what we're going to get there because none of those guys have played. So I feel pretty comfortable with where we're at. Comfortable with our kicking, punting game. Defensively, secondary is somewhat experienced. The guys have been there and played. Youthful at linebacker, so that the linebacker will be a lot like the quarterback position. We'll see. And then defensive line, we've got a number of guys that should give us reps. They haven't played much either, but we'll find out.
Going off of what you just said, does this mean that we're not going to name a starter until we suit up and get on the field against Oregon State?
At quarterback, I wouldn't say that. I don't know for sure. If I knew, I'd tell you. Maybe somebody takes the thing over in the next 3 practices and makes it really clear cut. Both guys now are playing well enough for us to win, in my opinion. But, and I've said this, I'll say it again, until one of them clearly says or shows that he's better than the other, both guys deserve to play.
Speaking of that defensive line, what have you seen from them coming out of fall camp with all that inexperience they have?
Just what I said. They're all improving. They're all getting better. They're all learning. They get waxed a few times. They got to get up and make a play. I like their pad level. Seem to be using their hands better. I think they're going to play hard. We have to be patient with them. Young guys that don't have any experience, got to be patient with them. They're going to make mistakes. You got to correct them. They need to play hard. That's what they need to do. Not worry about anything else. Just play hard.
Israel's obviously one of the youngest guys, but has probably the most experience. How has he looked compared to those other guys who maybe are a few years older than him?
Well, he looks different. He had 343 snaps last year in the Pac-12, so he looks completely different than the other guys because he gets it. He's been in there. He has a feel for the game different than the other guys just based on experience.
Has anybody else started to break away from that pack? Last week you said about 6 or 7 guys were rotating in.
Not really. Honestly, they rotate in so much I can't keep up with who's in.
You mentioned not knowing what you're going to get out of your quarterbacks until game situations and the linebacker, offensive line, new offensive coordinator. Does that uncertainty, I'm sure every time you guys step on the field there's reason for the head coach to be concerned, but does that uncertainty sort of add to your heightened sense of this Oregon State game?
Oh, yes. It's always easy to prepare for openers when you have a lot of experienced players. We think we have a good feel for what should happen and what they should do, but you never know. And that's just always been that way. So does it affect your sleep at night? Sure it does. But there's also a level of excitement. I've done this long enough now. I kind of enjoy it. I just want to see what they're going to do. We need 3 or 4 more really good practices, and I want to watch them play. I'm excited about watching them play. But everything you said is correct. You know, that's one of the reasons that one of the things that keeps us up at night, just based on, because they have worked hard. I've been proud of them. This has been a difficult camp, and so I wanted to do it, but we'll see.
The fact you're playing on the road, I know you've played openers on the road before. That's not something that you've not done before, but to have a team with some question marks to go on the road, how does that play? Do you have to talk to your guys about that as well?
You got to play hard. You're going to make mistakes. You know, on average, they're going to make a mistake about 18% of the time. Some young guys maybe a little more than that. You got to play hard. You got to get it off your mind. You got to go make another play. You can't worry about making a mistake. That's the one thing that won't work in our favor playing on the road. Is worrying about a mistake you just make, so just go play another play. There's going to be about 230 plays in the game. Now, probably not that many in this game. 60, probably 210, somewhere like that. So there's going to be mistakes made. If you make one, just let's go roll. Let's go make another play.